Here's Richard Skinner.
Viv, why has it taken so long for the Slits to actually get down to making an LP like this?
Well, the way we see it is that we haven't taken a long time because actually we've only been playing our instruments 2.5 years, and most groups don't even have a record out, well, don't even start getting a group together till they've been playing 3 or 4 years. The group started at the same time we picked up the instruments. It was really free. Really, it did. I think I've been playing about 2 months when I've been joining the Slits, or 6 months or something like that.
And there you were live in front of audiences.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So really, why people say we've taken a long time is because we've always had a lot of press for obvious reasons, because we're girls and it seems like a novelty and everything, so we've had a lot of press. But the thing is, we wanted to know our instruments a bit better, know how to write songs. We just wanted to have it right.
You must have been tempted, though. There must have been offers along
There
the
were
way.
offers. No, we weren't tempted. It was a completely instinctive thing. It was just not right, and we just knew it and agreed on it and carried on, sort of quite dogmatically, till we felt that what we put out was something that we would feel is, credible and interesting and of some use to people.
It's a very interesting LP, and it's so different to those Radio 1 sessions you did a year or two back.
Well, obviously. I mean, what were you doing a couple of years ago?
I'd rather not think. Yes.
Well, anyone in any field of anything, even in your mind 2 years ago, I hope, you were quite a lot different. One moves on.
How important is this producer, Dennis Bovell? I mean, how important is he in the sound that's been created on the LP?
He's important in as much that for that period where we made the record, we were all in it up to our necks together, feeling it. We lived down on a farm in Surrey doing it, and we all got completely into the record, and he was really, really important. He got completely into the spirit of it. He understood what we wanted to project. He was important.
In the past, he's worked with people like Janet Kay. Silly Games was one of his productions,
Yes.
and that went to #1. Seems like a very different style of music now.
Well, that's the thing with Dennis. That's a great producer, you see. Someone who can get into and understand so many different things. He's done the pop group as well, you see. Completely different again. That's a sign of a great producer.
Right,
Someone who
okay.
can understand that.
It's a good LP too, and I think it's a very accessible LP too, which I think is important.
That was intended.
Do you think that you finally got over the tag of being this all-girl group?
No, I don't think we've got over it. I think people will carry on and on saying it for a long time. It's something we just have to sort of answer as it comes along. But it wasn't intended to be accessible because we want it to be understood. There's still plenty of room for imagination in that record, but that's what I mean. It's just like to communicate with a lot of people.
Well, in the communication, in the songs, what sort of things are you trying to communicate?
Well, the way I see it is every subject we write about, we would either like to throw some light on it, ask a question about it. We're confused as everyone else, you see, that's the whole point. Just whenever we write a song, it's just not quickly, this rhymes with that. We take quite a long time writing lyrics because we think about what we write, because we don't want to write just anything. It will take me a month or so to write Ari or Tess to write the words, because an idea comes into your head for a subject of a song, and that's also something that you happen to be thinking about at that time. So say for instance at the moment I'm interested in shaving, why people shave their bodies, why they shave their arms and their faces and their legs, and when I don't go just sit down and write a song about shaving the day I think of it. A month now I've been writing in my little book things about shaving, you see, and in maybe 2 months' time, I feel I've got enough information to actually write something constructive on shaving. So that
really is a very long process, isn't it?
It is, because I don't want to be trite. I'm questioning myself about, shaving and worried about hair on my body and all that kind of thing. You see what I mean?
Right.
So it's really useful.
Do you feel prepared to cope with the inevitable pressures that are going to hit you now as a group recording for a record company?
Well, I don't know. None of us are naive, you see. We haven't been surprised about anything that's happened to us so far, but I don't know if having a record out is a big difference. I don't know. I really don't know. We're preparing ourselves as much as we know mentally for anything that might happen.
One thing that's going to happen is that you're going to take the group out again to perform, aren't you?
Yeah, on the 17th we start a tour of England, and that's the Slits, Don Cherry and Happy House, he's a sort of free jazz player, and Prince Hammer and Creation Rebel, which are a brilliant reggae group, a lot of style, new. And the three of us, it's not the Slits headlining, it's a rotating bill, because we feel that everyone is equal.
Right, well, one number I'm sure you'll be doing is Typical Girls, that's on the LP, and a number that I think is earmarked for release as a single.
Yeah, that's right, it'll be a single.
What's the song all about?
12-inch. Well, Typical Girls is like a list of observations about people's preconceptions about how girls are. It's also how girls are sometimes, and it's how girls are confused. So some of it's quite sarcastic, but most of it's quite sarcastic. For instance, like, girls don't drive well, or they're emotional, or they're supposed to have intuition. It's just like, well, hang on a minute. Think of all these things that people say about girls, and is it true or isn't it?
Right, we'll listen to it now. Viv,
Right.
thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thanks.